Wade.
Adrian Jones was a free agent with the Pittsburgh Steelers a year ago in Wade, but you can see he still can come up and make the hit. Are they going to give him the first down? Yes, they do.
They might. I thought he was a touch short of it.
So did I.
Oh, listen to the crowd. They know more about football than I gave them credit for. Folks, when they whistle in Europe, that's the old Bronx cheer. That's the boo over here. They didn't like the spot on that. Now 1st and 10.
They're coming after him.
Under pressure, rolls away, won't get it off, and down he goes with Steve Alford. The young man out of the University of Washington who played for Don James poured in there and recorded the first sack ever in Spain. Just think of all the trivia that's going to come out of this game.
Well, they came with the first outside linebacker blitz. They didn't pick it up on the backside. They just crunched him. The defensive lineman was then singled up. He beat him. Number 61, Steve Alford, gets the first sack.
So we get confirmation that the walkie-talkies are not being used, not functioning, and they are using hand signals from the sidelines. And on 2nd down and long, he slips away from trouble that time, and he'll put it away and take himself out of bounds at the 42-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Knights. Eric Naposki, young man who played at the University of Connecticut, chasing him out of bounds.
Steve Alford, number 61, the defensive right end, has really given Stacy Searles, the offensive left tackle, all he can handle. Remember, he made the sack a minute ago. That time he was chasing in from behind. Nickel defense.
On this 3rd down, 3 wide men over to the left for Hamilton the Knights, and deflected away by Steve Alford, and he's having a great start to this game.
That is a design little check down where you bump the outside rusher, then release underneath him, and you try to drop him the ball. But Steve Alford is not a linebacker. He's a 6'4", 265-pound defensive lineman coming from that position.
Barry Belli, who both kicks the punts and handles all the field goal duties, and they threw a fake out of it. So a mousetrap that failed. A wide open lead. We'll be coming right back. It's 42. Scott Ernie, one-time standout at Rutgers, is the quarterback. Lydell Carr is his fullback. This is Paul Palmer out of Temple and a one-time #1 draft choice of the Kansas City Chiefs. And he put it down.
The quarterback almost fumbled the exchange, and I don't know if he gave it to the tailback cleanly. Oh,
and now we got a beef going on.
Here's the rule. If there's a beef, a penalty call on both teams, both of those players have to leave the game for 2 snaps.
The player was ruled down. The whistle blew. 2nd down.
Well, I love the fact that they jump right in there, turn the sound on, and tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
Palmer was down, so it's going to be 2nd down. The ball is inside the 40-yard line now, and we were showing you some of the lineup. That's the quarterback right there, Scott Ernie.
Scott Ernie was with the Denver Broncos last year.
Number 94 on New York. Number 70 on Barcelona. The penalties are disregarded by rule. The players are suspended for two plays rather.
Now they're
That's
also
a good rule.
You bet.
That's a good rule.
Cool them down a little bit.
Sure.
But the fans came to see the players. You don't want them kicked out for the entire game.
Here, we're going to do the down over. No, it's after the play. Leave it stay there. It's 2nd down. 2nd down.
So Pat Marlett of the Knights defense and Jeff Oliver of the Dragons offense, and that costs the Dragons their center. So they'll be operating with a new center here on 2nd and 7.
That's Bobby Stein, number 52, playing at that position.
And Ernie to throw for the first time, had protection, goes the distance, incomplete. Gene Taylor is intended receiver.
Trying to beat Anthony Parker deep, and he couldn't do it. Gene Taylor has good speed. He's been around the league. His last stop was with the 49ers. Well, the Los Angeles Rams actually was his last stop last year. He had 89, he tried out with the 49ers.
Now 3rd down down and 7 for the Dragons. Their first possession just underway in Barcelona. It has been raining for the last 24 hours. The wind is at his back. Ernie will try to use it, and he is pounded at the 44. Tony Woods, 91, was the first Knight to hit him there. How about that? The Knights and the Dragons, several centuries ago, I guess they had a pretty good rivalry. And
only an historian like you could come up with that.
Glad you were with us here this afternoon, as we already knew that.
You were broadcasting the game, weren't you?
It seems that way, Dick. I got it. Luis Aguiar, out of Utah State, is the Barcelona punter, and you will hear the cheer when he meets the ball. Beautiful punt. Penalty flag is down, and the punt rolls on into the end zone, but there is a penalty flag.
Remember now, in the World League of American Football, when the punter punts the ball, the coverage people do not have to wait. They can release right now and cover. Boy, is it raining out there.
They have 12 men on the defense.
It's a good way to make a first down.
Dick, what about putting together a new team in the special teams part of it?
Well, I think you can do that as well as you can any part. Maybe easier. You just have to devote and discipline the time to the special teams. You know, as we saw in Orlando when we were down there for 3 days and then watched them practice here the other day, they were devoting a lot of time to the kicking game. That was just a mistake in substitution. Some guy didn't come off when he was supposed to come off.
You know, we think of rain, and you look at Mouse Davis. He made his name in football as the head coach out at Portland State. So if any head coach knows how to deal with rainy conditions, then it has to be Mouse Davis.
Excuse me, I thought there was going to be a first down out of that one. He just marked off 5.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, still leaving them shy. Aguiar will punt it all over again. He'll hit this one around midfield. Hanging it high again. And this one, though, so it makes a huge difference. This ball was down around the 6-yard line, where it will be first down for the Knights when you come back to Barcelona, Spain. We're here in Spain, and those cheerleaders have been out trying to keep this crowd fired up, standing out there in the rain. And let's get a check with Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, guys, they're not alone in the rain, I might remind you. You know, both Mouse Davis and Jack Bednell had intended to use the walkie-talkie system, but what happened, they tried it before the game, and it turned out that the systems were shorting out because of the weather. So I guess it's technology 0, Mother Nature 1. Back to you guys.
All right, Mark. Todd Hamill of the Knights pulls out, throwing from his own end zone, and it is complete on the near sideline. A first down at the 20-yard line for the Knights. Cornell Burbage, the wide receiver, and Adrian Jones handling him defensively.
You'll notice as you take a look at this from the end zone, the run and shoot quarterback drop is not the normal drop. He just slides over to a left position about 5 to 4 yards deep. He throws it in good rhythm, gets it right where it has to be, away from the defender.
Notice that orange strip there. That's to help the official see if the receivers keep both feet in bounds. Now on 1st and 10, Hamill and the Knights getting good protection over the middle. Burbage wide open. And the former Kentucky star gets to the 42-yard line before Jones can bring him down. That's 22 more yards.
Hamill doing a real good job of reading the coverage and going through the progression of the pattern. He started to his right. He looked back to throw back. Didn't like that.
This is tonight for the run and shoot. Think about it now. Brand new league. The Knights didn't scrimmage anybody. Here they come with this wide open pass-oriented offense. Can they put the offense ahead of the defense? Yesterday around the league, the defenses were ahead. That time with a man open underneath, Monty Gilbraith is the receiver, and that'll leave them with about a 2nd and 5.
Brent, to answer your question, I really believe you can. The run and shoot is really tough to defense when you haven't seen it. And no, they didn't scrimmage anybody either in preparation for this football game, so they couldn't exchange any practice film with anybody. That is, Barcelona couldn't. So they're seeing it for the first time.
One of the bases for this offense is that the receivers read along with the quarterback as they come off the line of scrimmage. They pick up whether it's a zone, double zone, man-to-man, and they break off their patterns in that manner. And occasionally they'll use this as a changeup. Eric Wilkerson, who was the backup for Barry Sanders with the Detroit Lions. That's where Mouse Davis was the offensive coordinator for the last couple of years up in Detroit. Wilkerson, who like Sanders is not noted as a great pass blocker, was turned loose by the Lions and then wound up coming to camp with the World League in February. Dick, you were telling me that most of the players in this league have had professional experience.
Almost everybody on this roster. In fact, I can't think of one that didn't, other than the developmental players.
3rd and short. Botched snap. Wilkerson falls on the ball, but there is a penalty flag. There was movement in the middle of the line that you could see.
I think Todd Hamill's non-rhythmic cadence and the overemphasis of a certain phase of the cadence is pulling the defense off. He might even be bobbing his head at him a little bit.
Defense, 5 yards, first down.
We have a microphone on Bruce Clark, the defensive rushman for the Dragons. Let's take a listen.
Number 75, Bruce.
Well, we'll listen again later. 1st and 10 now for the Knights, who have moved inside the 45-yard line. The ball is at the Dragons' 44.
I'd look for him to come after him some kind of blitz. The last time they did a real good job and sacked him. Yeah, too much time.
Now, another thing we should point out, it's 35 seconds between plays, unlike the 45-second clock in the NFL. But both of the clocks have malfunctioned here tonight. Probably something that's a result of all the tremendous rain. So the clock is being kept by one of the side judges down here. And I imagine that will lead to some problems.
Especially for the 25-second phase of the clock. With the start of a new series, see, the quarterback doesn't have a 25-second clock to look at.
1st and 10.
There it is.
Drops it off to Wilkerson on the screen, and they get to the 40-yard line. Let's take a look here, Dick, at the Knights coaching box in Montjuic Stadium.
Coach is hard at work. There's a lot of things going on now. They're communicating right here. In this case, they're talking to the coaches assigned to communicate with them on the field, telling them what they saw, what broke down, what should be adjusted the next time we run that play or defense.
Second down and 7. Hamill under pressure throws incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down. That was Ron Getz, number 56, the linebacker, coming in on him.
Jack McNeil really likes Ron Getz. He says he's probably his best linebacker right now. Now, he was a number 12 pick to the Minnesota Vikings last year. Then he was waived. But a good career coming out of Minnesota. Jack McNeil, the other day I was visiting with him, he says, just differences in country. He says, right now I would kill for a candy bar.
Listen, we got attacked when those McDonald's sacks showed up.
Yeah,
by the
they
Dragons.
did. I didn't get my French fries.
3rd down and 7 now.
After him again.
Taken down. Eric Lindstrom, number 50, another one of the former Boston College players who traveled to Spain along with Coach McNeil, getting the job done.
When this happens, see, nobody coming to pick up the man from the outside. Normally that block would be made by a lineman coming out and picked up, but they were overloaded. More rushmen than blockers, so they didn't have anybody left to come out and get him. Good call by the defensive coordinator, Kellen, excuse me.
Barry Belli with a high snap on the run, partially blocked, and it goes out of bounds where it'll be the Dragons' ball when you come back. 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. No score, and this is the Knights' road trip. And folks, it might be the toughest in the history of football. They left New York, went to London, changed planes, came to Barcelona, and they'll work their way back. They have a game next week against the unbeaten London Monarchs in Wembley Stadium, or they'll be going back to the Meadowlands. Here on 1st down, Ernie's pass is bobbled on the far side by Tim Edgerton.
Tim Edgerton doesn't drop many, but what he wanted to do on that little quick hitch is he wanted to become the ball carrier before he was the receiver. He's telling himself that right now. Look at that.
Here's the offensive line on the sideline.
The coaches are going through the problems of picking up that overloaded blitz to the backside of that pass rush situation.
You can imagine what it's like to be an offensive lineman on a night like this. Rain dripping off your helmet all night. Big guys trying to push you around. Speaking of being pushed around, Ernie runs out of trouble, and he is finally taken out on the far side by Ron Sancho, former star down at LSU. Out at the 45-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down.
You know, as long as they keep that ball dry, these quarterbacks will be able to throw the ball very well. The receivers appear to be getting pretty good footing.
One of the officials has been shaken up on the play.
That's the referee.
Is that Tom White?
I think so.
Let's take a look at a replay and see if we can pick it up. He would have started the play in the backfield.
The referee, yeah, would have been.
He would not have been over there.
No. Here he is, number 123. There he goes. Yeah, he ran into the back of one of his own men, I think. Boy. Is he up now?
So Tom is down. Hopefully he's just stunned for a little bit. I know that some of the trainers from these two teams will get out there and give him some assistance.
The trainer for Buffalo is Jeff O'Neill. Buffalo, Barcelona.
Mark Shipman, I know, is the assistant trainer here with the Barcelona Dragons. He was one of the fellows who came up and helped out with some of the players during the week. So we'll come back to Barcelona in just a moment. And apparently referee Tom White is unable to continue, and an observer, Carl Paganelli, who for many years officiated the Big Ten, is going to be headed down to the field to help out with this crew. We'll see how the rotation works and who finally takes over. Cal Lepore is the head of officials, and he too has traveled down to Barcelona from Frankfurt, where he attended the opener. So for the time being, until Carl gets on the field, they will work shorthanded. It'll be 3rd and 6. And the man who is taking over the referee spot is Bill Carollo. The official, number 63, has moved in behind the running back. He watching Scott Ernie throw incomplete. Now, to get more on Tom White's condition, let's go down to Mark White. Mark?
Referee Tom White has a dislocated kneecap, I'm told, by the New York Knights medical staff. Carl Paganelli will be coming in shortly, and he will become the head referee. It does not look like Mr. White will be back anytime soon. Back to you guys.
So I would guess, Mark, thank you very much. I would guess that for the time being, we would have no wireless microphone down on the field until Carl gets suited up and ready to go. Burbage back at the 18, fielding the punt, breaks free down at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. A 37-yard punt and a 13-yard return by Burbage.
It appears to me if the Knights can find a way to handle the exaggerated rushes, including linebackers, when they come after them with those blitzes, they'll move the ball real well, because they have against the standard defenses. They haven't handled the blitzes well.
The ball is at the Knights' 30-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in our opening period here in Barcelona. Tootin was the wide receiver in motion. Wilkerson, the ball carrier, battles his way out to the 32-yard line.
He blew it dead. You know, I did a preseason game a year ago, Brent, and Wilkerson was playing for Detroit and played awfully well against Kansas City. Later in the year, he ran for 70 yards against Houston in a regular game and played well.
at Kent State.
All-time leading rusher, 3,380 yards. Pretty good career.
Complete, but short of the first down. Jones making the hit.
That's the second time Adrian Jones has come up and made a nice hit. He made 83 tackles as a senior. You can see he's a sharp tackler. Burbage is going to try to go by him pretty quick, getting proud of that type.
Third down and short. Good protection.
Oh,
Almost threw an interception. Gets at it and couldn't hold on. Number 56 had the ball in his arms and just could not clutch it in.
Ron Getz thought he should have had that one. He has pretty good hands. Thought he should have had that one. See, that's one of the disadvantages of the run and shoot. No tight ends in your offense at all. You have third and short. You're still in the passing situation in the run and shoot.
Well, about 58 seconds to go, and in the run and shoot, the wind will be at their back.
The rain is really cut back.
Timeout called by the Knights. They did not have enough men on the field, and they used a timeout to get straightened away. So we'll take a break and come right back. Well, our most serious injury so far was to the referee, Tom White, and he'll be replaced here shortly. Meanwhile, the Knights have dropped back. Last time it was only an 8-yard punt off a bad snap. The punter was forced to run to his right, Barry Belli, and then he got it off. And now a timeout is being called by the Dragons here, as apparently the Dragons thought they were going to go ahead and fake another punt. Dick, run through your Spanish for us.
Oh, thank you. Offense. How do you say that now?
Ataque.
Ataque. Defensa. Arbitro principal. Referee. First down. Prima down. Gol de campo. Field goal. Touchdown. Touchdown. Hey, I can handle that one.
Dick, that would be very good if we were playing in Madrid. But here in Barcelona, they like Catalan. What do you make of these back-to-back timeouts?
I don't know if they were confused. The punt return team was confused because, see, they're lighting up in a formation with an acting quarterback. And they were confused, and they didn't want that to happen again, so they called timeout, went over and asked the coach what to do. He's going to throw it again.
Fake it again. Incomplete.
And
Dragons ball.
I think before you get to this stuff, you ought to try to win the football game with just your offense. You're going to get yourself beat doing this stuff. Look at them giving the ball twice on the inside the 50-yard line.
Come on, you got to have some fun. We're in Spain.
Yeah, I tell you, coaches get get fired having fun. It doesn't work.
You got to, you know.
He's courageous, but I mean, look at you do. You have the ball now. The offense, 45-yard line. That's great field position. Even I might be able to move the ball with that offense from that distance.
Dragons ball, 1st and 10. Scott Ernie has been their quarterback all the way. Paul Palmer, their running back, inside the 35-yard line.
That's what I'd like to see Barcelona do right now. Just line up, come off the ball. Let them get a little momentum going with the running game. They've tried to finesse each other a little bit. Make it a fist fight now. Get after them.
Well, Lydell Carr, number 44, the former fullback from Oklahoma, trots onto the field for Jack Bicknell. Ernie is 0 for 3 passing here tonight. This is Palmer being ridden down by Tony Woods, number 91. And we'll return to ABC's coverage of the World League of Down. The ball at the 32-yard line. Almost intercepted. And that would have been 6 points for Philanda Newton.
Oh, man. He should have had that one. They went into man-to-man dog coverage, everybody playing man-to-man. And the free safety came flying up there. Now you'll see him flash to the left side of your screen. Now watch him flash in there. Here he comes. Right there, hit him right in the chest. Get your hands on it, buddy. Is he upset about that? That would have been a 6-pointer.
Now 4th down from the Dragons. The ball is at the Knights' 32-yard line. They have to get to the 28-yard line for a first down with this play, or the ball will go over. Palmer behind Ernie. Throws complete for the first down inside the 20-yard line to Gene Taylor. The Dragons are breathing fire.
See, that's the first time we've been inside the 20 this evening. Taylor went a delay pattern underneath. Ernie had the time to let it come open. Good pass protection.
First completed pass ever by a Dragon quarterback. First down now for Barcelona inside the 20. Fans are into this, aren't they? This is Palmer on a cutback. Inside the 5 to the 1.
End zone low, you'll see he runs a cutback. He starts to the point of attack. Good blocking backside. The key block all the way to the outside of the screen. You didn't see it. Opened up that great big hole over pursuit. Good cutback by Palmer.
Jeff Oliver, number 70, with a beautiful block. Now 1st and goal from the 1. Carr, touchdown, Barcelona. Massimo Manca, number 10. Former field goal specialist at Penn State. He's the young man who was born not far from here in Italy.
No good.
No good on the extra point. 6-0. Barcelona leads New York, New Jersey, and we'll be right back. The game, but Carl Paganelli, the observer, has been forced into action here as referee Tom White was knocked out with a dislocated kneecap and being tended to by the medical staff here of the Barcelona Dragons. So 6-0. Barcelona leads New York, New Jersey, and Aguiar will kick it off for the Dragons. Burbage and Corville back deep. Corville lets it bounce one off Burbage's hands, picked up by Corville at the 15. He turns around and goes backwards, and he's down at the 10. Well, Dick, I have to concede that that fake punt didn't work too well as the Dragons drove 38 yards in 6 plays, and Lydell Carr, former Sooner, hammered it in from the 1-yard line, and it's 6-0. As the extra point was pulled to the left. And now the Knights, with the wind at Todd Hamill's back, go to work trailing 6-0. Hamill, incomplete. And again, he wanted Burbage. Cornell Burbage has been Hamill's favorite target here tonight.
You know, Todd Hamill threw 4 passes complete and 9 attempts for 68 yards and a touchdown versus Miami in a preseason scrimmage last year, and the coaches were really impressed with him. I talked to Mike Shula, who was coaching him at that time, the quarterback coach, and he thinks the kid really has some potential. Maybe just a little short, but he likes his competitiveness.
2nd down and 10 for the Knights. Hamill with plenty of time throws near side, incomplete. Bobbled by Gilbraith. Would have been a difficult catch, but he was open.
He should catch it, though. They're doing a good job of reading the coverages. You notice they're putting a man in motion, and when they put a man in motion, if no one runs with him, then the quarterback knows he's got a zone. If somebody runs with him, then he knows he's attacking a man-to-man coverage.
3rd down and 10 for the Knights.
I think this offense has great potential in this league.
Lonnie Turner, flank way out to the right. Burbage to the left. That's Kip Lewis, number 88 in motion. Hamill drops it off quickly to Wilkerson, and Wilkerson makes his way. Fumble! Dragons ball! Into the arms of Eric Naposki.
Maybe by the time the ball gets out of the quarterback's hand into the running back hands, it gets that wet jersey, it becomes slipperier. It becomes slippery. There he is. He just drops it off. A little check down screen. You see who's R74 trying to help him out there. He's working up inside. He's carrying the ball properly right now. He didn't see the inside out tackle by Brad Quast coming in, and it gets, there's Napowski with the ball.
New quarterback, Tony Rice, the former star at Notre Dame, which means that Jack Bicknell may want to take a little look at the option down here. Rice, a better running quarterback than Ernie. Hands off to Palmer on 1st down. And Palmer makes his way inside the 25-yard line. So Tony Rice, who guided the Fighting Irish to a national championship, signed with Saskatchewan of the Canadian Football League, is still under contract to them. And should the Barcelona Dragons play in the World Bowl on June 9th, the following weekend, he must report to the Canadian Football League. He still has a contractual obligation to them. But here he is in Barcelona, splitting time with Scott Ernie. Splendid option runner. Oh, Palmer is ripped down by Pete Marlatt.
Tony Rice wanted the wingback 44 Lydell Carr to go in motion. He was giving him that motion signal. He didn't go. And see, that's why Lydell Carr was late getting over there to get that trap block. He wanted him to go in motion. He was lifting up his foot. He stomped on it about 3 times, but he wouldn't move.
Jimmy Bell checks in at running back.
Looks like they're going to come after him with some kind of
3rd down and 11.
Yes, they are. Here they come.
Rice straight back and flushed out. Throws almost intercepted.
The one thing Rice knows how to do is win. 28 wins, 3 losses as a starter at Notre Dame. Now that's not too shabby. He said in this game tonight that all he was going to do was do what he does best, what he has confidence in. And he likes to run, but he says, I come in this offense now, it's pass first, run second. In college, it was run first, pass second. He says, I like the switch.
Here comes a play that the Spanish folks already love. That's the field goal attempt.
Remember, the end zone is only 7 yards deep rather than 10.
But it doesn't affect the field goal
no.
because the goalpost is set back further. 3 yards further. And Manka misses.
A lot so far. I'm with Jimenez. Jimenez, what's your favorite part of American football?
Probably the offense. It's more exciting. It's where we have all the touchdowns and more. It's the best part.
You got a favorite? Yep. Brent, let's go back to you for a second.
Well, that was Anthony Green making a defensive play that I'm sure the Barcelona fan enjoyed, Mark, because that gives his Dragons back the ball again.
Todd Hamill was trying to throw a seam pass down in between people, and it went behind the receiver. You'll see the man in motion. Now he's going to come back here. Now watch, he'll try to hit the seam right in the middle there. He's trying to get to, see, he threw it behind him out there to a defender that wasn't even covering the receiver.
Scott Ernie returns as the Dragons quarterback. Tony Rice in for 1 series. Ernie is back. Dragons with the ball at the Knights' 43-yard line. Straight back. Beautiful pass. Touchdown, Barcelona.
caught the defense in a zone defense. Nobody playing man-to-man. They were in a spread formation, widen them out. You see Flandon Newton, 49, the free safety, trying to get over. Threw it right where he had to, right in the seam. Gene Taylor right on time. Very strong throw by Scott Ernie.
43-yard touchdown to Gene Taylor, their second touchdown of the game. They missed their first extra point, so now in the World League you can go for 2 points instead of 1. Remember, that's an option. So Ernie's still on the field, and it appears as though they will go for the 2 points.
Delay a game. Offense.
There was a penalty, something down there. See, here comes the rain again.
When your favorite team is ahead, you don't even notice it. You know, I got up this morning in the hotel here, and the gentleman was having a cup of coffee with me. He lives in Barcelona for a long time, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Musburger, just pretend you're in Green Bay." So after the 5-yard penalty, it's from the 8-yard line. They're going to try for the 2. Throw to Palmer, and he's just short. Short of the end zone.
Would have made it easy if they hadn't had the penalty.
So the New York, New Jersey Knights trail Barcelona by Dragons. It's a short kickoff. And it was down there at the 27-yard line with a fair catch. And the Knights will put it in play there after the second scoring drive, and it was Scott Ernie with a touchdown pass to Taylor, 33 yards, and took them only 7 seconds. So Dick, so far the fabled run and shoot has been a little slow to catch fire here in Spain.
Well, the fake punt hurt them on the first one because they lost good field position at that time. Then the pass interception, but they've moved the ball all right. If they can handle the blitz situation, they'll be okay. They'll catch up.
Hamill pulling out, throws incomplete, off the mark. Kip Lewis, the intended receiver. Interesting story about Kip Lewis, number 88 there. His father is Sherman Lewis, the longtime assistant coach with the 49ers. His father was offered the head coaching job of the Knights before Mouse Davis took it. Sherman elected not to come to the World League at that time.
Look what he's missing.
Absolutely, a night in Barcelona.
Nice in Barcelona. Clear, nice.
Second down and 10. We interrupted. Well, we've got a penalty flag down on the field. They'll sort that out. You know, we interrupted Mark Jones in that.
Down here. Inez, who's your favorite player on this Barcelona team?
Tony Rice. He's from Notre Dame. Good school.
We got a lot of Irish fans here, Dick and Brent, but he tells me that it's Vivos los Dragons. That's the way we say it. Back to you guys.
Vivos los Dragons. Vivos los Dragons.
As long as they're ahead.
Tony Rice, huh? The Fighting Irish. Folks, they love them everywhere. All right, second down now. Hamill is back. Deflected and almost intercepted at the 32-yard line. That was Todd Howard, number 53, who almost made a diving interception.
Bruce Clark, the veteran defensive lineman from the New Orleans Saints, the #1 pick years ago, Pro Bowler in '84, is giving that offensive tackle, Cesar Rente, a little more than he can handle right now, Brent.
Cesar Rente was the first player ever drafted by the World League. Jerry Vanisi putting together that talent pool down in Orlando, Florida. Covered a 2-week period. Every day a new and different throw at a position. Now it's Hamill. Deflected and intercepted. Adrian Jones.
I think that ball was tipped in flight. Taking a look from the end zone, I think the ball was thrown a little flat trajectory. He's going to lay it down the middle. Here he comes now. Good pressure. He slides. Yeah, see right there, an 81 tipped it, batted it in the air. And here comes Adrian Jones, number 20, with the interception. He had 16 career pass interceptions in college, so he can make that kind of play.
A red-hot Scott Ernie brings the Dragons to the line of scrimmage. Lydell Carr in motion. The hand to Palmer, who breaks a tackle. but not the second one, and he is down at the 34-yard line in the arms of Ron Sancho.
Boy, I tell you, it's tough to win when you turn the ball over, regardless of the design of the offense. You aren't going to beat anybody.
Second down and 12 now for the Dragons. Gene Taylor out wide to the right. He scored that touchdown moments ago. Mike Hennett, one of the tight ends. Ernie back, throws complete. And that was to Demetrius Davis. So 2 tight ends on the field for that play, and he hits Davis. Later today on ABC, we're going to head to keep 7 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the first half of the inaugural World League telecast on ABC. Barcelona with the ball and leading by 2 touchdowns, 12-0 here in the first half. This is 3rd down, and the Dragons are short of it. The ball at the 25. They've got a couple of yards and a decision to make on the part of Jack Bicknell. Marlon and Sancho stopping Palmer defensively. They have missed a field goal and an extra point at this end, and it looks like Jack is going to go for the first down. They have got a long 2 yards. It's more like 3. So this is not going to be easy here for the Dragons. Ernie will throw for it to Davis for the first down. You know what surprises me is really how much the fans in this crowd realize is going on the field. I expected to have a little difficulty with things like 1st and 10, but that play right there moved the chains, and there was quite an applause for them down here.
They knew what was happening.
Barcelona with a first down at the Knights' 20-yard line. Palmer off that delay works his way to the 17-yard line before Newton brings him down.
Very clever little trap play there by the wingback coming across the formation. We saw that late in the NFL season break a number of games open. Fancy little play.
The Central State Ohio Marching Band is here. Unfortunately, they won't be able to get on the field because of all the rain, but they figured to move down to the track and entertain the crowd here at halftime. Complete. And into the end zone, but out of bounds at the 6-yard line. That was Thomas Woods.
Remember, we don't have instant replay, so we just go with the official's call as it is. He threw backside away from strong side coverage. He saw it out there all one-on-one. Yeah, he definitely stepped on the orange line, out of bounds. Definitely good call.
And folks, take my word for it, that is Woods. That is not the correct name sewn on the back of that jersey.
It's upside down on the jersey,
I'd say. Palmer at the 6-yard line.
You see Palmer in that one-back set. That's what cost him the job in Kansas City. They went to the big one-back set. He's not a big back. Like he said, Coach, I'm a $180 and change. And they're running 225-pound running backs there. I can't make a living there. Here he is.
You got to have number 44, Lydell Carr, lined up in front of him all the time.
Yeah, you need a horse in front of him.
What a marvelous person Jack Bicknell is, and so ideally suited to bring a group of American youngsters into a brand new environment and mold them as a football team. Ernie rolling out for the Dragons. Bust to the end zone for a touchdown.
You'll see that he starts to his left. Watch him start to the left, faking to Bell, 22. Now he's going to come back out by himself. He wants to throw the crossing pattern to the tight end. He's covered. He puts the ball underneath. Good mobility. Gets it in the end zone. Good job, Scott Ernie.
Manka to try it again. So a 19-point lead for the Dragons. Take a stroll down that street, buy some pretty flowers. They even have birds for sale down there. I know you and your wife Carol have enjoyed strolling down the Ramblas.
There's some strange birds on the Ramblas too.
Here's the kickoff by the Dragons, and out of bounds. I guess that's a rule they haven't changed. They'll take it back and 5 yards and kick it off again. Here's the scoring drive. 8 plays, 32 yards. Ernie, a 6-yard touchdown run.
Again, New York, New Jersey beating themselves. The last 2 scores, Barcelona has scored following interceptions, turning the ball over.
Do we blame the run and shoot system? Hasn't had enough time, or is it the quarterback's performance?
Hey, the run and shoot system put 413 points on the board last year at Detroit. I mean, it's a heck of a system.
Well, there's the man who has led Barcelona to its lead over Mouse Davis and the Knights, and Mouse is going to try a new quarterback here. He's going to insert number 9, Jeff Graham.
Against the kicking team, procedure against the kicking team. New York's ball, 1st and 10.
Taking the ball at the 35-yard line, declining it right there. Davis and the Knights, 4.5 minutes to work with. They're being shut out 19-0 here in their first game. The chain crew learning how to operate, moving into place, and so Jeff Graham with his first snap. Fumble recovered by the Knights.
Good pressure from the backside. Again, I think it's Bruce Clark. Yeah, number 75, Bruce Clark, and his teammate Mike Ruth, the nose guard, number 62. Bruce is hustling. He wants to prove the National Football League that he can still play.
Stacy Searles saves the day here.
Here he comes. Wham! One from behind, one in front. Not much you could do. The coverage took the pattern away downfield. And he had to hold on to the ball. The longer you hold it, the bigger the headache.
2nd down and 14 for the Knights.
There's Bruce, 32-year-old veteran. He says, I don't want anybody.
Referee's timeout.
He says, I don't want anybody determining when I finish playing football. He says, I'll do that on my own.
Here we go. 6-1.
Well, the 3 games that were played last night. London beating Frankfurt 24-11. It was Sacramento rallying to edge Raleigh-Durham 9-3, and Montreal over Birmingham 20-5. And at halftime, we'll have highlights on those 3 games as the World League gets underway. A 10-week regular season, 1 week of playoffs, and the World Bowl on June 9th. Jeff Graham just shook that tackler off and then fired complete to the 40-yard line, and Lonnie Turner. Wow, big Jeff Graham showed that he was strong in shedding that would-be tackler.
Jeff Graham was a draft choice of the Washington Redskins a couple of years ago. He was in Cleveland training camp a year ago. He has only been here like a week and a half. He's picking up the system. He has a very strong arm. And I know Mouse Davis is excited about the potential of this guy. You can see he can take a hit.
This is going to be 3rd and short. Eric Naposki was the defender in delivering that hit. Wilkerson is the running back, and Graham on 3rd and short. He's going to try to run for it, and he may have it.
Bruce Clark stacked up the guys here at the point of attack. 2 blockers right there, and Naposki came down from the backside.
And he got the first down.
He made it. These defensive kids are playing hard. They mean it. You know, we noticed on the practice field last Friday that Barcelona appeared to look a little fresher looking and more enthusiasm. They hadn't traveled quite as much and hadn't in just recent days.
We asked some of the players how they were getting along with the women in Barcelona, and they said it was very difficult because they didn't understand each other. So a fight manager would understand this. When you take a group of football players and you lock them up for a couple of weeks and you bring them out, they would think, oh, that's the only way to train athletes. We got 2:16 to go in the first half. We'll be right. The rain is really slowing down for the first time. There's no crown on fields over here in Spain because they play soccer on them. And there was nothing slowing up Brad Quash, number 55. He was the first defender to hit Graham that time as the Dragons defense playing very well here in the first half.
Both offenses having problems picking up the blitz packages of the defense. Not far along enough in their preparation. 1 week, 2 weeks down the road, they'll pick that up easily.
So I have the 2-minute warning here. Let's show you how busy the youngsters on the Barcelona Dragons have been promoting this sport. They went to a soccer game, 100,000 in attendance to watch the fabled Barcelona team, and that was Tony Rice with the touchdown pass there to Edgerton, a little exhibition play put on, and the fans enjoyed that dance in the end zone. But the youngsters also appeared at halftime of a basketball game, and they've been working their way through the city. One of the things we should point out is how well the young men on these teams so far have handled themselves over here in Europe. All the enthusiasm they bring to it. It has not been easy. Believe me, for example, one of Jack's linebackers, he went out and he tried to order a pizza the other night, and he thought he was getting pepperoni, and it came with pepper on it. He said it was one of the hottest pizzas that he'd ever eaten. But and next Sunday, our World League Odyssey will continue in famed Wembley Stadium. The London Monarchs, the first place London Monarchs, hosting the New York, New Jersey Knights. And now it'll be Graham and the Knights coming up. 2 minutes to work with, trailing by 19 points here. And Graham throws incomplete.
See, in that case, the receiver sat down in the zone, but he sat down in the wrong place. They don't quite have the feel of it yet. He sat down behind the defender, not in the seams between the defenders. This is what Mouse said could happen. He says, you know, they haven't seen the defense at 100% effort, you know, flying around the field, and they may take them a while to read it properly, and that's what's happening.
Now here's the 3rd and 20 situation for the Knights and Graham. Under pressure again. Just does get it off. Completes it to Lewis on the near side, but way short of the first down.
The linebacker blitzing that time was going to be picked up by Eric Wilkerson, the small 5'9", 180-pound back. See, he blocked him, but not good enough to get him down. The blitzer tip coming forced that quick pass. That's why he wasn't able to stay in Detroit. Not big enough to take on the big linebacker.
And in the run and shoot, that becomes so important because you only have one running back there. And another fake punt, which apparently...
I think they better forget. Apparently, is what they better do. Either that, he's got a long contract. If you don't succeed the first, second, or third, just keep trying.
I must say that this has set the record for fake punts, and just as I say the rain is going away, it starts coming down harder than ever on this field. But I want to continue that point. They do not have a crown here on the field because they play soccer on it, but they do have a very sandy base.
And it just absorbs. And I'm amazed that it isn't already filled up.
And it is pounding again as Ernie pulls out. Complete, and this is Palmer.
And Palmer can do that real well. He comes out of the backfield from the wing position. He caught 53 balls for Kansas City in one season. He can catch the football coming out of the backfield. Taking a look coming out of the end zone. He can catch the football. He found the zone. He'll be coming from the right side of your screen. You'll see him work downfield. You'll see him coming into the middle right there. See that big hole? There he is. Good anticipation by Ernie, the quarterback. He hits him right where he has to. Kept him running.
A minute 24, and the clock is stopped by the Dragons. Well, they promised a new wide open brand of football, but they didn't tell us that they had made the punt illegal. I've got to check those rules and see if we've got that.
They might have been figuring, oh, with a minute and 30 seconds to go, but we can hold them. But, you know, it doesn't look like it right now. Single coverage the weak side here, Brent.
2nd down and 10 for Ernie. Has a wide open receiver. Hit him at the 11-yard line. That was 82 Tim Edgerton.
Again, going back to the point that I made in the open, Jack McNeil, college coach, 10 years preparing a team to play an opener without preseason games. Hey, you tend to reduce and define things maybe a little bit better working in that atmosphere.
You know what the last game was that I covered that he was the coach?
we got against Miami?
The Flutie Bowl.
The Flutie Bowl?
Down in the Orange Bowl. We had some rain down there. No one will ever forget that Hale Flutie pass at the end of that game as Palmer is sprung out and out of bounds with a penalty marker thrown on the far side. Paul Palmer, #1 draft choice, out of Temple, set all the rushing records. He chased Vinny Testaverde in the Heisman Trophy balloting that year.
Legal procedure. Offense.
And he is one of the young men whom Bicknell has gone to. In fact, he made a point of drafting a lot of veterans on this team. He said, if we're going to bring a group of young men over to a foreign environment, we want to bring some veterans, some experience, and we want to turn to them for leadership. And Palmer is one of the young men he has turned to.
And Palmer likes that. He says, Coach, it's good to be back in an atmosphere where people respect me. And he says, it gives me a good feeling.
You can remember the controversy he stirred up once with that ill-timed comment out in Kansas City, and it has kind of dogged him, and he's hoping that this new environment, he can kind of shake it. And obviously, he'd love to get another chance at the NFL, as a lot of these young men would, and
they're coming after him.
And I'm sure many of them will. Ernie pulling out now, and he'll not have an opportunity, as Ron Sancho, number 52, was all over.
When you have that many people up there, it's a very sophisticated blocking scheme, and calls have to be made, adjustments have to be made by the offensive linemen and backs, and they're just not far enough along to handle those kind of problems this early.
You know, it's beginning to look like Europeans are going to take to American football. They had a nice crowd up in Frankfurt last night.
There's guys down sitting here in front of us with their T-shirts off. I mean, that's in ponytails, but what the heck?
And the field goal by Manka is blocked. With 12 seconds to go. The Stigler was down back there at about the 27-yard line. It's been a tough first half for Manka. That time, Aguiar, the holder, dropped the snap.
We had a 4th down fumble. Ball will come back to where it was fumbled. 4th down fumble, where possession was lost. 1st down.
Final 7 seconds of the first half. Barcelona will go into the locker room, and they will not go into the locker rooms, which are so small here. The two teams will huddle up in the warm-up track underneath and listen to their coaches. The dressing rooms are just not large enough to accommodate a football team, as the first half will come to an end. And there's a little flare up here at the 35-yard line.
Save your energy, guys. It's going to be a cold halftime.
And it'll be colder for the Knights than for those Dragons. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Barcelona leading 19-0. And we'll be back with a halftime report. Driving rainstorm, and it rained throughout the first half, and they are still here.
And part of the day they were calling the office here, the World League team, Barcelona team here, wanting to know if the game was called off in the rain, like they do soccer games here.
We start the second half. Jimmy Bell returning the kickoff and battling his way out for the Dragons to the 28-yard line. So it'll be first down.
I don't think it's raining at all right now.
It's just amazing how much water this field has absorbed.
And I don't think it has any one of those really elaborate, sophisticated pump systems or anything like it.
They didn't go to Purdue.
They didn't go to Purdue. It's amazing.
They brought out some sand, dug a hole.
Yeah. Sand has been on the ground there for a long time around here. So.
Columbus brought it back from the New World when he returned to the Old World. 1st and 10 now for Ernie and the Dragons. Back he goes, and he goes for the home run on first down, out of bounds. That was Edgerton, wide receiver on the far side.
Well, Jack Bicknell doesn't want to sit on his lead. You can see that. Offensive coordinator Dick Curl has him going deep right off the bat.
19 second period points
Taking a look at the tail end of that play, you can see him there working it, get just out of bounds. A pretty good defensive coverage right there by Anthony Parker. He was with the New York Jets last year in one of the final cuts. Saw him play a preseason game against Kansas City.
Second down now and 10. Incomplete. You know, I guess it wouldn't be a sporting event in Europe without the signage in the background. And you can see all the corporate sponsors' signs behind the bench. Well, they would have been much closer for this game, that except when the monsoons hit, it washed all the signs into the moat there, just directly behind them. So quickly they repositioned those signs over there on the far side. And I guess even over in the United States, in Sacramento and Birmingham, they had the signs for the New World League last night, the corporate sponsors. There's the completion to Palmer down at the 30-yard line. Boy, it's nice to have a veteran like Paul Palmer on your team in a situation like this.
It really is. You know, he's been there, and what he's been a stabilizing influence on the young guys. He says some of these players ask him questions. He says, you know, just a season or two ago, he was asking the questions.
It'll be interesting to see whom Mouse Davis comes back with as his quarterback for the Knights here. He's down 19 points. The run and shoot capable of putting a lot of points on the board in a hurry.
It's a low punt. That's the kind you like to return, but he didn't get it fielded.
Burbage on one hop and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So it will be the Knights' first possession following that 40-yard punt.
He's coming back with Jeff Graham, Brent, at quarterback. Now, Graham, as we said in the first half, hasn't been here through the whole training session, so he's learning as he's going. But right now, at least, it's favorable conditions. No rain. It'll be a dry ball.
7 wide receivers on the Knights roster, but a couple of them came to camp so late they really don't know all the variables of the run and shoot. So Anthony Hardy and Charles Lockett have not played here much tonight. Graham with excellent protection this time all night. Throws complete for a first down over the middle to Burbage, number 82. He has been the key wide receiver.
Here's the New York, New Jersey coaches. But hey, they have something to smile about now. A good thing happened. Atta boy, look at that. I call that play.
That fellow in the middle is Pop Jones, the former backup of Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
Houston Gambler. Mouse Davis was the head coach down there. Of course, Mouse's original quarterback out of Portland State was Neil Lomax, who set all those collegiate passing records. So he's had some great quarterbacks. Now searching for a rally here in Spain in the second half.
Little trap play.
And that was Wilkerson, tackled by Lindstrom.
You know, if you don't read these patterns correctly as a unit, receivers to quarterback, quarterbacks to receivers, it just doesn't move. That's all there is to it, because they don't run standard depth routes. They run routes based on the coverage, and they move to the area of the field based on the coverage. And if you misread it at all, it's zero.
Second down, 5 yards to go for the first down. 4 wide receivers and no one going in motion. And Graham will not get it off as again
Naposki.
Eric Naposki from the University of Connecticut, number 91.
Naposki didn't play college football his senior year, believe it or not, but he ended up in pro football anyway. Free agent with the New York Jets last year. He's been a factor in this entire game. He's been really good pass rusher. Hope they get too many people on the field. Guys running in, running off.
"13 yards the Knights need here. They've got to get inside the 46. Graham under pressure again. And let's check in with Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, guys, a couple things from the Barcelona locker room. Jack Bicknell wants his team to stay aggressive. He says they're going to keep throwing the ball. And the one important thing was he said that Chisco Marcos, one of the Barcelona players, he's from Barcelona, discovered through Operation Discovery. If they get in control of this game, he will get in. Bicknell said he will get in the game if they get a big lead. So that'll really set these people off. Back to you guys.
High snap.
Maybe that's why they're not punting.
Yeah, maybe that was.
We finally got an explanation. And it rolls dead near the 20-yard line, where it will be a 1st and 10 for the Dragons, who lead the Knights 19-0. We'll be right back. It's 2nd and 8. One of the things about this Barcelona team and Jack Bicknell is the Boston College connection over here. Not just Jack, but he brought his staff along with him and several of his players who had been there in Boston.
He wanted to make sure he brought quality people over here, and he eliminated all the bitchers back in Orlando. He said if they were going to bitch there, they sure as heck would have a problem here.
Pounding into the middle on 2nd down.
Jack Bicknell was talking about their training table the other day. He says, you know, we do get meat here, but by the time a coach at the end of the line gets to the meat table, it's all gone.
On the first day here, Andrew Brandt, the general manager, told them that they needed food for 50. 10 of them wiped it out for breakfast.
They're used to feeding soccer players.
El Grande, when one of the Dragons walks down the Ramblas. There goes an El Grande. 3rd down now for the Dragons, up by 19. Ernie, the quarterback, has played well. So has Palmer, who took that pitch. And it'll be 4th down.
Good penetration by the defense.
That was Mark Moore and Anthony Parker, number 31. Parker's an interesting story with the Knights. He's a cornerback. You're going to hear a lot about him. The Jets kept him all the way to their last cut. And it's very likely that he'll get another look from an NFL team. He's one of those young men capable of perhaps playing the corner in the NFL, which can be one of the most lonely jobs in all of professional sport. So the Dragons punting to Burbage again. Big hop, fielded on the 25, running backwards to the 20. And a good tackle by Adrian Jones, who's had himself a whale of a game. We're going to take a break and come right back. New York, New Jersey, trailing by 19, and I imagine some of the fans back in New York are getting ready to call Mad Dog on his radio show there and complain about the choice of plays.
Oh, no question.
It doesn't take the New York fan long to get upset being shut out here by 19.
They'll get some points on the board. You watch.
Well, let's see if Graham can rally them. Incomplete. Let's check in with Mark Jones. Mark, what do you got cooking?
Yeah, guys, I'm joined by Reggie Williams, the vice president and general manager of the New York, New Jersey Knights. Reggie, how have you enjoyed your position so far with this club?
Well, I've enjoyed all the responsibility in putting this effort together. Obviously, the game is not exactly where I want it to be at this time, but it's early in the game and very early in the season. We feel confident that we'll get it together soon enough.
And yourself, you can activate yourself maybe for the 4th quarter?
I tell you, I thought about it. I'm run down to the equipment room and get geared up. If I could, I would, but hey, I have confidence in these guys. They'll get it together.
Nobody's wearing number 57. Back to you guys.
Ask him if he can long snap for the punch. There's a completed pass on the far side.
Good job.
And a nice job of running by Monty Gilbraith, number 81.
This is one of the reasons that Mouse Davis uses the small receiver. Monty Gilbraith is 5'7", 170 pounds. They're quick and elusive, and they can get away on those short passes.
The real reason why he uses them is he can look them in the eye.
That's probably true. But, you know, he's had them, and he's made some good ones through, you know, from Houston Gamblers days that went on into the National Football League, Detroit last year.
1st and 10 for the Knights. A team that kept it all quiet down there in Florida. Wouldn't scrimmage anybody. Complete now again to Gilbraith over the middle. So they've got something cooking on this drive. They've moved now to the Dragons' 46-yard line.
Graham has a very strong arm. He can throw the ball on the line, as we watched in the practice field Friday, and he's an accurate passer. All he has to do is get a good feel for the offense.
Talking about some of those receivers who have played for Mouse Davis. Ice Cube McNeil, fans remember him. Clarence Verdun, Ricky Sanders, who went on to great start of the Washington Redskins. 5'4", 5'7", 5'10", their respective heights. Here now it is 1st and 10 for the Knights. There was movement down in the middle of the line, and a penalty marker goes down on the far side. In case you've joined us late, the referee, Tom White, was knocked out of this game with a dislocated kneecap. We certainly hope that he is coming along in a speedy recovery. This is his replacement, Carl Paganelli.
Offsides. Defense.
Nose tackle again. I think that's the third time in this ball game that he has done. You see him right center of your screen? There he is right there. He's in the neutral zone. That's the third time in this ball game. You know, and he's close enough to the ball that he can smell it. You just watch it move.
That's Jerry Reese. You know, one of the points that our spotter Jimmy Tubbs made at halftime, with all the passing going on, your rushman can get a little bit tired working against the run and shoot.
No question.
So here is Graham. He's not going to get away. Yes,
Whoa.
Look at him.
Hey, there's no in the grass.
His feet. He's got his first down. Great run, and you're right. No in the grass.
No in the grass. You know, the NFL modified that rule, but it's still a little bit questionable. It's going to require an interpretation. You'll see here, he breaks out of some tackles. He's back there. Here comes Clark. There's Reese, 92. Now he falls out of that. They actually didn't get their arms wrapped him. Napowski's chasing him.
He ran for 13 yards and a first down before they brought him down. To the Dragons now, 28-yard line. 5:49 left here in the third quarter. The Knights in their white jerseys trailing the Barcelona Dragons by 19. Graham with good time, and now they close in on him. Did not get rid of it. Good defensive coverage there by the backs for the Dragons.
Todd Howard, number 53, a linebacker, finally got there. Todd Howard backs up 3 of the linebacker positions. These guys have to play more than one spot on a short roster. 40 players, 4 of which are discovery players.
Second down. The ball is at the Dragons' 37-yard line. Graham again with time, going to the end zone, and incomplete. So from Montjuic Stadium in Barcelona, Spain, American football comes to a new country as the World League starts its 10-week regular season with Dick Vermeil and Mark Jones and 18,000 folks who have braved some nasty, nasty weather conditions to watch American football. We hope you're enjoying some of the action here as we get underway. We'll follow the Knights to London and Wembley Stadium next Sunday, and we'll see them take on the unbeaten London Monarchs, who defeated the Frankfurt Galaxy last night. This is third down now and long. Penalty flag comes down.
Delay a game, is it?
Delay a game. Offense.
The official attendance is going to be reported as 19,223. And they certainly would have gone well over 25,000 if it had not rained. And I guess the test for this is, will they come back to watch games 2 or 3? This was a bit of a happening and heavily promoted in the newspapers here in Barcelona. But they've got to be enjoying what they're seeing with their Dragons here tonight. Incomplete as he got that one off. That was Brent White, 96, from the University of Michigan, bringing him down.
They were trying to run a screen pass, and the defender saw the screen back and grabbed a hold of him. Now, they might have called defensive holding. There's a conference down on the field right now. He was trying to get into the screen. You'll see the play. The quarterback has the ball.
On a defense, an eligible receiver, downfield on the offense, offset, replay to down.
Okay. See, the receiver couldn't get downfield, so the lineman kept going, and he ended up downfield. That's not a fair call.
Well, to get a first down, the Knights have got to get inside the Dragons' 13-yard line. They had a little work cut out here.
Option.
Graham Turns it upfield. Someone was surprised.
They better turn that mic off. I know it wasn't a defensive call.
I hope that wasn't a referee's mic.
It must be that mic that's on Bruce Clark. It might be working.
These things happen, folks, live television.
That was the option play. They have a draw play in this offense, a couple of draws, a trap in the option. With that one back and 4 receivers, you don't have many or a large variety of running plays.
Well, if the Knights go ahead with this field goal effort, it'll be belly. And it's wide to the left. So the Dragons defense holds on to that shutout. 19-0, and we'll be right back. Difficulty as Tony Rice, one-time Notre Dame star, is in for his second series of the game.
He likes to run.
Off a fake that time.
Oh,
incomplete. 2 receivers there.
Oh, no good.
What a nice athletic reaction to that quick pressure. Craig Schlichting, number 92, was right in his face. He ducked underneath him, throws a strike. 2 receivers sitting in the same spot. Breakdown.
2nd down and 10 now for Rice.
They used to run him on the quarterback draw at Notre Dame. Remember, he'd go exploding up inside there, especially inside the 20-yard line.
One of his best pass plays for Lou Holtz is to take a step down the line on the option and then quickly pull back about 3 or 4 yards. He was sometimes more accurate on that than the straight drop back. This is Bell, former Boston College running back, number 22, coming out to the 34-yard line with 2:27 to go here in the 3rd period. So every Sunday now for the next 10 weeks, we're going to be bringing you regular season action from the World League.
You know, and Brent, within those 10-week periods, the fans that watch tonight and be watching 10 weeks from now, they'll really notice the improvement of these football teams.
3rd down.
Coming after him. There's a crowd back there.
Tony Jones leading the way and mentioning the regular season schedule. Next week, we will be in Wembley Stadium, and it will be these same New York, New Jersey Knights against the London Monarchs. The Knights will stay in Europe. They will head on into London and practice this week prior to that game against the Monarchs. 1:35 left here in period number 3.
Lousy punt.
Aguiar did not hit it well that time, did he?
His leg must be cold. He almost hit the center in the back.
Rolls dead at the 40-yard line. 34-yard punt, and we'll be right back. They're going to need some turnovers here. Just a little over a quarter to go. 1:26 left in the 3rd. The Knights offense will try to generate some action of its own, starting on its own 40-yard line. They're being shut out here tonight in Spain.
Good pressure by the nose guard.
And that's one of the reasons why. Jerry Reese, number 92, along with Mike Ruth, they have been the nosemen tonight for the Dragons, and they have gotten the job done. The Knights have attempted 3 fake punts here tonight, and they are 0 for 3. They also have turned it over 3 times. The Dragons have not turned it over once in this game. And Scott Ernie with a touchdown pass and a run for a touchdown. 2nd and long.
Ball's gone, the ball's gone.
And incomplete on the ground. That right offensive tackle down there, Cesar Rente for the Knights, 6'3", 290 pounds. Give me the answer to a trivia question because he was the first ever selection in the World League. Dick, do you know who the first ever player was drafted in the National Football League?
First ever in the National Football League?
Yep.
Don't have a clue.
Jay Berwanger.
Oh, that's a big name.
Jay Berwanger, great businessman out of Chicago. Didn't play in the National Football League. No, because George Halas only offered him about $1.50. So,
and 2 towels.
Was much more successful when he went into business. Now pulling out again is Graham. Wilkerson, the receiver, and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Did not get the first down. That was Steve Alford taking him out. How about the United States Football League? Remember who the first player was drafted there?
In the USFL?
Mm-hmm.
4th down.
Was it Herschel?
No, it was Dan Marino.
Was it Dan Marino?
Yep.
Good choice.
4th down, and the Knights showing their fake punt. Fall back. Perfect snap. Edgerton fields it on the run. And he's up to the 35-yard line as the 3rd period comes to an end. And we'll return to ABC's coverage of the World League of American Football after this word from our AB with the ball and a 19-point lead. And Scott Ernie, out of Rutgers, doing the job for head coach Jack Bicknell. He has guided them into this advantage right now. Lydell Carr, Paul Palmer have operated as his running backs. This is Lydell Carr, brought down after a gain of a yard. To give you an idea of some of the difficulty of just getting the field ready for American football. You see the goalpost, first professional goalpost ever brought into this country. And right there at the bottom, they were digging the hole to put the post in. The ground was too hard. They were having some difficulty. So the construction man said, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just move it over here a little bit, and we'll dig the hole right here. So Andrew Brandt, the chairman, I said, no, we can't do that.
It has to be in the middle.
That's not how it works. 2nd down and 9. Ernie under pressure, and looks like Carr should have had that one maybe a little bit too high. Yeah, that's going to be the odyssey of the end zone here in Barcelona. It's only 7.5 yards deep. So I guess an offense has to think in different terms when they get down close.
Well, I tell you, the coaches I talked to said they just start thinking at what they would start thinking at the 15-yard line. They'll start thinking offense at the 18-yard line that they would use to attack that area.
This is 3rd down and 9 for Ernie and the Dragons. Palmer stepping in motion. Ernie slickly rolling out of trouble.
Oh, he
and
dropped
the
it.
ball is dropped on the far side. The Dragons are forced to punt. Edgerton could not hold on.
Mr. Edgerton played the 1990 Hula Bowl. Pretty good college football player in the Canadian Football League, and last season with the British Columbia Lions. Prior to that, he was with the Cincinnati Bengals for a tryout.
Put down.
Louis Aguiar to punt it again, and back deep, Cornell Burbage.
Good snap.
Boom,
Nice
this one.
He boomed that one.
Got the wind at his back, drives Burbage inside the 10-yard line. Down at the 16-yard line. The time is starting to run out on the Knights here in Barcelona. 1992, as the Knights of New York, New Jersey come up on their own 16-yard line, trailing the Barcelona Dragons by 19. Jeff Graham, who has gone all the way in the 2nd half for the Knights, under pressure again, flips one off, and it was incomplete.
That's an impromptu play. Again, big Bruce Clark in there, a factor.
You know, they talk about ticket prices over here in Spain, and it costs considerably more to go see a soccer match. The average ticket price is $45, $25 for basketball, $20 for a bullfight. Barcelona is not a big bullfighting city, we are told. And the average price here tonight is $15 for a World League seat. 2nd down and 10. Under pressure again, Graham is taken down at the 10-yard line. That again was Jerry Reese, the active nose guard. Another kind of cute little story. Mr. Figueres, who owns this team here in Barcelona. This morning he got a hold of Andrew Brandt and Jack Teal, and he said it rained too hard. We called this game off. And he was told that, Mr. Figueres, there are 2 things you don't call off: wars and football games. But he said, oh, we come back tomorrow and play. And he said, no, we don't think we're going to do that here tonight.
He'll be glad that he didn't call it off.
Absolutely. 3rd down now.
Naposki!
Graham's got it. Naposki drills him at the 2-yard line.
You could see that coming. See, now if he had a microphone set up and it was working, the receiver was working in the quarterback's helmet, you could yell and let him know he's getting hit. He's coming from the blind side. Someone in the offensive line did not come out and pick him up. Naposki, right-hand corner of your screen. Someone has to come out there and pick him up. That's not a difficult stunt. That's just poor execution and pass protection.
Now we've got a short end zone situation for the punter. This is where it comes into play. It's only 7.5 yards deep. They've had trouble with the long snaps. 10 men up on the line. He gets it off in a hurry. And it takes a favorable bounce. Rolling dead at the 46-yard line. 11:30 to go. When you come back, the Barcelona Dragons, with a 19-point lead, will have a 1st and 10. But to learn his identity, you'd have to have a mirror to hold it up.
We got the wave going on.
You can see that his name was put on upside down on the back of the jersey as he flanks out to one side. And yes, as Dick Vermeil pointed out, we just had our first Spanish wave
in Barcelona. They organize it from to our left of the booth here, Brent, and they pass the communication on all the way down to the end of the stadium, and then here it comes.
I think it'd be better to term that a Mediterranean wave.
Oh, now you are. Who's your writer?
Second down. The toss to Palmer. Good block. Clears him. Palmer down for a 1st and 10.
They ran Lydell Mitchell from a wing position. Ran him from a wing position and got motion man out in front of him. He had a blocker in front of him, and now he's run away from the blocker. He barely just gets tripped there by Palandi, and Newton just reaches and grabs his right foot. Good way to put him down.
And the crowd getting into it right now, leading by 19 and wanting more in old Barcelona. Here comes Bell. He bangs his way to the 26-yard line.
They are enthusiastic.
This stadium will hold 55, 56,000 for the opening ceremonies in '92. It's a beautiful arena. It was built back in the early 30s in hopes that they would host the 1936 Olympics. Those games were awarded instead to Berlin. So the city was overjoyed when they received the '92 games. And these fans continue to be enthusiastic as Bell straight ahead to the 22-yard line. And up on that scoreboard a short time ago, they put the crowd up as 20,800. Every time I turn around, the crowd gets larger here tonight.
Well, I think when it quit raining, people started coming.
They opened the gates up at halftime. There's your old Mediterranean wave right there, folks. Roll on.
I love it. Boy, they have enthusiasm.
Just love it. Wait till the Sacramento Surge gets over here. You talk about a road trip. There's one for you. 3rd down. 1 yard to go here.
I don't think they made
short of the first down. Ron Sancho, number 52, led the Knights defense. And now the crowd starting to chant for their hero, Chisco Marcos. He's the hometown star. I don't think he'll be in on this play. Blocking would not be his forte yet. That's what the crowd is chanting. Marcos, Marcos. 4th down. They'll go for the 1st down. It's going to be close.
I think he made it, Brent. They're going to have to get Marcos in this game. Now here they're going to start again.
There is the young man who was a wide receiver on the team which won the equivalent of a championship here in town. And the league granted the team a waiver so they could have a player from Barcelona on the roster. And Chisco Marcos, in effect, is their 41st player. He's a man who is still studying to become an electrical engineer. He speaks fine English, and he thinks that American football will make it because of the pageantry. And I want to tell you, these fans are really into it.
Delay game.
don't know what they're saying, but it sounds good.
7.5 minutes to go. Jack Bucknell and his staff working away at the clock, as you would expect in this situation. This is Bell. It's interesting that here on the Jumbotron, the big screen off to our right, our feed going back to the United States is being shown. And whenever we take a picture of Marcos like that right there, and the crowd is able to see, they get even more excited. Here's the toss now to Bell.
Good defense.
That
Nice
was Mark
job.
Moore, 25, and also Kevin Dean, number 56.
Mark Moore played that just as a strong safety should play it. He came it up, shoulders down, knees bent, head up, worked inside out on it, and smacked it.
Well, now you know why this league is already talking about expanding into Milan, Moscow, Paris, Tokyo, the Pacific Rim. Tex Schramm knew a good idea when he saw it, didn't he? Ernie pulls back, throws over the middle, complete. And that was Gene Taylor. I mentioned Tex Schramm, the former general manager and the former president of the World League, because he had so much to do with putting a franchise here in Barcelona, and he has to be delighted, as I'm sure he's watching on television, the enthusiasm for the game. Mike Lynn, the former general manager of the Minnesota Vikings, now the president of the World League, is here tonight, as Temple pushes North Carolina right to the limit before the Tar Heels battle their way into the Final Four with a 3-point victory over Coach Chaney and the Owls. And here another Owl, Paul Palmer, has had a big night. This is a 36-yard was going to be attempt. They never did get it off. This has not been a good night for the kicking games.
And who was it that said the kicking game should be sound? They've had enough time? I did. Shows you how much I know.
Well, you're just an old coach. What the heck? We'll be right back. 5:23 to go. The crowd still chanting for Marcos just to get him in for one play. Doesn't this really remind you of a crowd in Los Angeles, how they never leave until the end of a game? Dick,
Not the Los Angeles that I worked in.
That's right.
Any crowd. Hey,
you
any
got that
crowd.
right. 1st and 10 now. Well, the Knights, they'll throw on every down. There's the first down, hitting Gilbraith, who has been their best receiver here tonight. Brad Quast, he and Cornell Burbage. I should not overlook Burbage. He was very active in the first half.
You mentioned Los Angeles. Monty Gerber, you see in your screen, number 81, had a tryout with the Rams last year as a free agent. He was released.
Alex Morris, 25, one of the defensive backs of the Dragons. Up,
Fumble snap.
fumble on the exchange. And it was picked up by Tony Jeffrey, the one-time TCU star. And he ran it out to the 46-yard line.
That's a clever play. That's the best running play they've had tonight.
That's a good-looking fumble-rooski right there.
Snap it, goes on the ground right there. See, he goes in to pick it up. It goes under the quarterback leg. Jeffries is really alert. Look at that. TCU's all-time leading rusher with 3,749 yards just picks up 8 yards.
That is a wonderful play. Graham just dove right over it. 2nd down now and 2. And they throw for a first down. That's Gilbraith again. Let's check in with Mark Jones. Mark, this crowd is alive.
Yeah, they sure are, Brent. You know, it's just symbolic about how they've adopted this team here. Jack Bucknell, known as Cowboy Jack back home in the USA, is known as El Caballero here. Other guys have nicknames too. Charles Fryer is El Cacuchete, the Peanut, because of his small size. El Boo-Boo is Paul Palmer because he watched a lot of Yogi Bear on television. And El Reverendo is Mike Ruth because of his former aspirations to become a reverend. There you have it. There's a test next week on those pronunciations, guys.
And you just flunked.
Graham straight back.
Oh, good
Incomplete.
defense. Ron Getz.
Well, the World League promised quick action, and they have delivered it tonight. 3:30 to go, and they are way short of the 3-hour limit. They're going to turn this game in and about 240 to 245.
Just imagine when they get into the no-huddle offense, which they really would like to do. Get into the no-huddle offense and get the microphones working and the receivers working in the quarterback's helmets. It'll pick up the tempo even more.
2nd down and 10. Graham again steps away from trouble, but the clock continues to run. They're going to have to strike quickly for some touchdowns here. And a reminder of what's coming up next on ABC Sports. And a little problem breaks out down there on the field.
Gilbreth at 5'7" shouldn't be getting in a fight with a great big lineman.
Got to be real careful when a Dragon hooks up with a Knight here. You saw it on your screen that Jim Courier and David Wheaton are going to be coming up in the men's finals of the Lipton International Players Championships.
Dead ball spot over here.
That's going to be live on ABC, except out on the West Coast.
Hey, hold on. We'll keep the spot.
You know what Mouse Davis is doing right now, leaving Jeff Graham in there, knowing that he doesn't have much experience with the offense, only being there half the time or even less. He's giving him the experience right now because he knows he has the strongest arm.
Personal foul on the offense. Dead ball foul. 3rd down.
Been a long night for that man right there.
I don't think he's surprised because he said to me the other day he just didn't know how far along they were in the reading of the offense because they hadn't really scrimmaged but one time themselves, and they didn't scrimmage against any other team in the Orlando area. So this is really their first go at a 11-on-11 full speed.
Jack Bicknell's wife and the wives of many of the Barcelona players are still back in the United States.
91 from Barcelona, ejected.
And that's just for 2 plays. Is that right?
Right. 2 plays. They have to sit out for 2 plays. Somebody gets
That's
nice.
Jeff Oliver. Yeah. Being taped up on the Barcelona bench. He's the center.
He's going to stay here after the season's over. He likes it over here.
3rd down and 3 minutes. And the pass is complete for the 1st down to Anthony Hardy. He's one of the wide receivers who figures to see more action as the season wears on for the Knights.
He, too, is a late arrival.
Well, the home continent advantage turned out to be just that.
Holding on the offense.
Now, which of the United States or Canadian teams will be the first to come into Europe and win a game? Next week, we'll find out if the Knights can do it in London at Wembley Stadium.
Well, having been here a few days already, now all this next week, they'll be a lot better football team. But that flight over from New York all the way to here, that's not an easy flight. Most of the players didn't sleep at all the whole night on the airplane. They ate dinner at about 9:30 at night on the plane. I was on that flight, and they were tired.
.240 and counting for the Dragons. And Graham with another 1st down for the Knights, and that one to Kip Lewis. This crowd wants the ball back because Chisco Marcos, warming up on that far side, figures to trot onto the field. But right now the Knights have other ideas. New York, New Jersey, trailing by 19. And there's our 2-minute warning. So we'll take a break here in Barcelona and come right back. One of the Knights fans, no doubt, who traveled all the way to Barcelona for this road game. Yeah, they've got the flavor of American football, all right. First and 10 for the Knights, trailing it by 19. Graham and Reese coming from the left side again. He's played a whale of a game from that nose guard position, hasn't he?
He has been a factor. Good quickness inside there. They got to double him up. Playing very hard. You know, that Reese is a smart guy too. He won an academic achievement certificate from the governor. Kentucky, good student.
Second down.
Here he is again.
Ooh, Graham throwing complete to Lewis, and Anthony Green taking him down. These fans are just going to be sorely disappointed if the Knights run the clock out here on them, and they don't get a one play with Chisco Marcos as that clock continuing to run.
Here's a no huddle.
Complete. Burbage. First down at the 15-yard line, and now Graham uses a timeout.
Timeout. Timeout. New York.
Timeout White.
Well, tonight a classic returns on the ABC Sunday night movie. Your whole family next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be in London for the game between the Monarchs and the New York, New Jersey Knights.
On a snap.
1 minute left to go, and I don't think anybody has left.
I think there's
this
more
stadium.
people here now. I think people have just walked in off the streets. They might have left the gate open. Now here's the area on the field that Mouse Davis says he changes the quarterback drops and the receiver routes. They shorten up when they hit that 15-yard line. Better shorten up.
Couldn't get it off again as Brent White closes down.
University of Michigan. He's played against a few. Played in 3 Rose Bowl games. Brent White.
Now this telecast is presented by authority of the World League of American Football. It's intended for the use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the World League is prohibited. The final seconds ticking away, and Lewis breaks free. Gets to the 1-yard line. Kip Lewis. He played with basically a running offense down at Arizona, and he almost bolted into the end zone. It looks like the Knights are not going to be shut out here with 35 seconds to go. Tony Jeffrey is the running back behind Graham. Graham with the quarterback draw into the end zone for the Knights' first touchdown. 25 seconds to go. Oh, this defense is in for a long game when they give up more than 1 touchdown. I mean, listen to this crowd.
One guy right down here in front of Bruce jumped up and cheered for the Knights score, and he just about got decapitated down here. Here it is, a quarterback draw all the way. Set back, stop, go up inside, just find any place you can go, dive in, put it there. Here he is, touchdown.
Well, with 25 seconds to go, I believe we're going to get to see Chisco Marcos trot onto the field for 1 down.
Marcos told me the players tell him that he runs funny, so they've been working with him. He says, my feet flap out a lot like they're supposed to. He says they can make me much faster.
Courier and Wheaton will be coming your way next. Men's finals of the Lifton International here on miles out of downtown Barcelona. They've had some difficulties with transportation. Making a telephone call cost them $8 a minute.
Yeah.
So they asked me to say hello to all their relatives tonight. Saved them a lot of money. But I'll tell you one thing, you'd be awful proud of them. They've done a great job over here. They've been wonderful ambassadors so far, both these teams, even the Knights coming in here. This has not been the best football we've ever seen. Make no mistake out of that. But it's been entertaining. It's been fun.
And it'll get a lot better.
You bet. And as soon as we finish, we'll hear from El Caballero. Jack Bicknell will stop by and chat with our Mark Jones. I mentioned that Jack's wife's still back in the United States. This team goes over to the United States and then comes back for the month of May. They've got 3 or 4 home games here that month, and that's when the wives and some of the relatives plan on coming over here.
Onside kick.
That's what's screwed up about our college football system when you fire coaches like Jack Bicknell. You know,
And that's the truth.
maybe though what you do is you provide him with a better opportunity because he was very much respected.
He's a wonderful person.
Yes, he is.
Little onside kick, and the Dragons pounce on it with 19 seconds to go. And let's see if Chisco gets to make an appearance for one player.
Throw him a pass.
We'll have to see what the coaches decide to do here.
On the snap, on the snap. Keep it clean, fellas, keep it clean.
Yeah, Chisco is going to be a spectator here tonight, apparently.
Flop on.
They're
Flop
just going to
on.
take it down.
Everybody up, everybody up. That's gonna be it.
They want to
That's
run it
gonna be
out, and that's going to be it. And listen to how the crowd appreciates it. You know, it's nice to see the players from both teams out there at midfield shaking hands. Nice gesture out there at midfield. You kind of like to see this at more and more sporting events, wouldn't you? They do it, I know, at Stanley Cup playoffs. I've always thought it was great.
Good game, man. Good game.
Let's check in now with Mark Jones and the winning coach. Mark?
I'm with the winning coach, Jack Bicknell. Jack, hey, your first win in Europe, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. The game's the same. Kids are playing hard, and coaches are making mistakes, but it's a heck of a game.
You moved the ball surprisingly well in the second half, and not much scoring after that.
Yeah, I was disappointed in us offensively because we just didn't make things happen, but defensively played really well, and this offense is going to be good before it's all over.
Were you surprised that you did execute as well as you did? I mean, are you happy or displeased with your performance?
I'm really, under these conditions, I'm happy. The conditions made it very difficult to throw it and catch it, and that's really what we both wanted to do, but I'm just happy for the win. Really, I'm happy.
What was your sense of the crowd's reaction to the game? Did you get the feeling that they really knew football more than maybe you thought?
I think they started to get, when they started singing Olay or whatever they were singing, it sounded pretty good to me, and it was noisy. So I think before it's all done, these people will start to like this game.
I'm not sure that your car is going to be safe tonight because you didn't put a local boy in there, and they were chanting his name.
I know, and I feel bad about that, but really, he just came here this week on Monday. And, you know, it would be unfair for put either of those kids in there now. But before it's all over, they'll get an opportunity to play.
That's a good point. When do you expect the foreign players to be able to make a significant contribution?
I would say they've got to have 3 weeks with the system. Just to throw them in there is not fair to them, and it's not fair to the other kids playing. But at the end of 3 weeks, we'll give them an opportunity to play.
El Caballero, good luck for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Guys, back to you.
Mark, thank you very much.